Morning rests on the cottage roof, soft and pale, before anyone says a word. The mother opens the window, and the room fills with leaves, light, and quiet air. The little girl wakes slowly, listening to the house creak like an old wooden boat. Downstairs, the father lights the stove with careful hands and a sleepy smile. The first kettle of the day begins to whisper in the corner. On the kitchen table, simple ingredients wait in bowls, soft as morning clouds. The mother cracks eggs into flour, and breakfast begins without hurry. The daughter washes berries in a small bowl, one by one, like tiny treasures. Outside, tomatoes shine in the garden, still wet from the night. The father steps into the rows and lifts a basket from the grass. He chooses only the ripest tomatoes, leaving the green ones to dream longer. The daughter follows him between the leaves, trying not to step on the herbs. A breeze moves through the garden, and every leaf answers softly. Back inside, the mother folds a cloth over warm bread. The father rinses vegetables at the kitchen sink, while sunlight trembles on the water. The daughter sets 3 bowls on the table, proud of their careful little circle. Breakfast is quiet, but not empty. It is full of spoons, steam, and small smiles. The mother spreads jam slowly, as if the morning could be made sweeter by hand. The father pours tea, and the daughter watches the steam curl upward. After breakfast, the dishes are washed without rush, each cup returned to its place. The cottage settles into work, but even work feels gentle here. In the living room, the mother mends a torn sleeve with tiny patient stitches. The daughter sorts dry leaves beside her, choosing the prettiest shapes. At the open door, the father repairs a loose hook with a small wooden mallet. The tap of the mallet sounds soft, almost like part of the house breathing. Clouds gather above the trees, and the light turns silver at the windows. The mother notices the laundry first, lifting her head before the rain arrives. Everyone moves at once, not rushing, just knowing what the day needs. The father takes the basket from the porch and reaches for the hanging sheets. The daughter catches the smallest cloth before it falls to the wet boards. Rain begins gently, then more fully, covering the garden in a soft gray veil. Inside, the cottage becomes warmer, closer, and full of little sounds. The mother sets herbs beside the stove, and the room fills with green fragrance. The father carries a basket of vegetables to the pantry shelves. The daughter wipes raindrops from the window and watches the garden blur. For lunch, the cutting board becomes a quiet place of rhythm and color. The father slices carrots slowly, each piece landing with a wooden click. The mother rolls dough under her palms until it becomes smooth and soft. The daughter presses tiny shapes into scraps of dough and laughs under her breath. Steam rises from a pot, carrying the smell of soup through the room. The rain taps harder, but the kitchen answers with warmth. At the table, 3 bowls are filled, and the lamp glows, even though it is day. The first spoonful is always the quietest, when everyone simply listens. The daughter blows across her soup, making a tiny cloud of steam run away. The father breaks bread into pieces and passes them around the table. After lunch, the rain softens, and the whole house feels sleepy. The mother carries blankets to the living room and smooths them over the chairs. The father stacks firewood near the stove, careful not to wake the silence. The daughter curls on the floor with a picture book that has no words. No one speaks for a while, and still the room feels completely full. When the rain stops, drops keep falling from the roof one at a time. The family steps onto the porch to smell the wet wood and clean leaves. The daughter touches a puddle with her shoe and watches the rings spread. The father lifts a fallen branch from the garden path. The mother gathers mint from the wet planter, shaking off shining drops. Together, they walk to the forest edge, where the path is soft with moss. The woods are quiet after rain, as if every tree is listening. The daughter finds a smooth stone and holds it like a secret. The father points to mushrooms under a fern, but leaves them undisturbed. The mother gathers only a few wild herbs, thanking the path in her own quiet way. By late afternoon, the sun returns behind the clouds, warm and low. Back at the cottage, muddy shoes wait in a neat row by the door. The daughter dries her hands, while the mother lights the oil lamp. The father opens the pantry and chooses jars for the evening meal. The kitchen becomes busy again, but the busyness is soft and familiar. The mother stirs a pot, while the father kneads dough beside her. The daughter sprinkles flour over the table and makes a small, snowy hill. A pie goes into the oven, and everyone pauses for the first sweet smell. While it bakes, the mother brushes the daughter's hair by the window. The father sweeps the porch, pushing rainwater into silver lines. Evening gathers under the roof, turning every corner honey-colored. The table is set again, not perfectly, but with care. The daughter places flowers in a cup at the center of the table. The father brings the warm pie from the oven with both hands. The mother pours tea, and the windows hold the last blue light of day. Dinner is slow, and outside, the garden becomes a shadowy green world. Afterward, the daughter helps carry plates, trying to be very grown up. The mother washes, the father dries, and the daughter stacks spoons by size. Night comes softly, with crickets under the porch and rain still in the leaves. In the living room, the family sits close around the small lamp. The mother sews one last stitch, then folds the cloth into her lap. The father turns a wooden toy in his hands, smoothing one rough edge. The daughter leans against him, blinking slowly but refusing to sleep. Upstairs, the bed waits with cool sheets and the smell of clean rain. The mother tucks the quilt around the daughter, leaving only her sleepy face. The father closes the window halfway, just enough to keep the night gentle. The cottage grows quiet again, room by room, beam by beam. Outside, the moon rests on the wet garden, and the tomatoes shine faintly. One small lamp fades in the window, leaving only the rain-washed night. Inside, the family sleeps, and the little house keeps watch until morning.